Hi everyone, Peacemaker here. This is a topic of the week response to Vince Venturella's topic of the week about worst hobby disaster. And I'll start off. Uh, actually, I have one old one that's probably the worst, and then I got one that just happened in the last couple of days. So I'll talk about the one that just happened. I bought this stuff for transporting minis. It's just a sticky. It's not too sticky. You can find it at dollar stores, and you put it under things so it doesn't move. And so I had this in a box, and I had my minis on it. And in the shuffling, they tipped over. Right now, when you let them sit like that for a week or something, or a few days, they stick. They get a stick to it. And this is my painted army I was transporting. And you see these little blue tufts? See if I can point it out here. Right there, right there. I think it's a bit on the bottom. On this guy, we got some right there, and actually it pulled off the chip right there. It pulled off the paint, so it sticks so much that it rips some of the plastic off, or some of this sticky thing, and attaches the model. And when I tried to peel it off, it rips the paint off. And these were sprayed, glossed, not glossed. They were sealed with the matte varnish spray. So that was quite annoying because I don't have that many painted minis. And the ones I do have I cherish because they took a long time to do. Not a fan of that happening. So my other is an injury. A long time ago. Oh, maybe first 2 years of painting, of hobbying, get into the hobby. I was about 19, maybe 20. I was trimming. I had a Imperial Guard Chimera transport, and I was trimming the stuff on the, when you pop out of the sprue, you get little stuff hanging off the side. So I didn't have a hobby knife, so I was using these scissors. I had them like this, and I was, scraping them off like that. And I was holding it, and then I had my finger over here, and my other hand had the scissors scraping. And then, sure enough, I cut my finger. Now I'm going to see if I can focus here. See that little spot? That little, it's like, there's my fingerprint and everything, and then you got this little blotch. It's, I cut my finger, I sliced it. A big chunk of skin right off. And immediately started bleeding really fast. And it got rid of the skin. Like, it wasn't just a cut in the skin. It literally hacked off a piece of skin. And so there was down to the meat. And so I immediately went and ran that underwater. And even running underwater, the blood was bleeding out so fast I couldn't even see the wound. So I wrapped it in. I must have did some rubbing alcohol and then wrapped it in paper towel and taped it and bandaged and everything. I thought about going to the hospital, but I figured, well, unless they got the chunk to sew back on, and it's so small, they can't. But anyway, that took, it took 3 weeks before I could take off the, it took about a week before I could even take off the original cotton, or the original bandage I put on there, because the blood had kind of seeped into the bandage and it stuck. So I had to wait for that to heal. And then I still kept it wrapped for about 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks. Yeah, probably 5 weeks. Wrapped with paper towel and tape because it hurt so bad. And then whenever I grabbed stuff, right, after about 3 months, it healed so I could actually start using it. I could actually touch things again. And but every now and again, I'd pick up something, and just at the right angle, if it hit that one spot, I would get a sharp pain. It really hurt. And I actually got a high pain tolerance, so for that to happen, it means there's something not very good. And that sharp pain did not go away for whenever I randomly touched stuff for about, it took at least 3 years. I felt that sharp pain whenever I touched stuff for 3 years. It slowly subsided. Then the last year, it wasn't so bad. I could grab things every once in a while, or I didn't have to Like in the first year, it was like as soon as I touched it, it was like, ow, ow. And then the third year, I could touch stuff, and it had to touch the right angle, right? And then that hurt real bad. So that is my worst hobby. Yeah, I still don't have a fingerprint there. It's just skin that grew over. Talk about that for dedication. Blood, sweat, and tears. Well, no tears in that one, but blood, oils from the hands, so sweat, yeah. That's probably a chimera I should never sell because it's got my lifeblood in it, literally. Maybe I'll dedicate it to corn one day. Paint it up red. Get a corn berserker on there. That'd be cool. And so that is my worst hobby disaster. I'm trying to think of anything else I did. I was pretty cautious with my minis. There's two. I guess there was. There was one little hobby disaster. It wasn't too bad. It was. Let's see. There we go. These two guys. Low lighting. I'll bring them down. These two. I bought an Imperial Commissar, painted up real well. I lucked out first time. Beginner's luck. I painted them pretty good. But then I bought these two Stormtroopers, Imperial Guard, old metal ones. That's a melted gun. It ripped off. No, I cut it off for some conversion. That was pretty silly to do. And I spray painted these guys with car paint, and so they globbed on. And for years they looked pretty bad until I found out about Simply Green, and then I eventually cleaned them up. But for years I thought the model was wasted. I almost threw them in the garbage, honestly. But yeah, I'll paint these guys up real nice, throw them on display one day. Anyway, that's it. I don't want to ramble too long.